Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
All right, everyone, this is Tim with the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. It's Monday, the Tampa game. The playoff aspirations on the line for some fans. The ability to start the second season for the Giants. Moving forward, playing Tampa, 3-6. You know, and it's funny, though, because no one did the Giants any favors this weekend in reference to the playoffs. I mean, if you take a look at it, the Packers losing to the Vikings, that didn't help any. The Cowboys losing to the Chiefs, that did nothing for the Giants. The Bucs are still in fourth place at 6-3. The Rams had the bye week. The Vikings went up into the 6th seed, so went up on 2 spots. The only good news is the Saints fell after they took that loss to the Eagles down into 7th place. And, of course, the Giants owned the tiebreaker with them. The 49ers have now jumped back into the race at 5-5. The Eagles are now 5-6, and we're kind of tied, or actually they're locked into that 9th spot on the bubble. And even with the Carolina Panthers lost at 5-6, they are still finding a way to move up. And another fast riser who winning 2 in a row, the Washington football team at 4-6, and then still ahead of the Giants at 4-6 is, even though they lost, would be the Atlanta Falcons. Uphill battle? Yeah, that's a little bit, I guess you could call it an uphill battle, being 3-6 and in the 13th seed. And you are exactly, let's see here, you're exactly 2 games out of the last spot, and you have 4 or 5 teams to jump. I think the aspiration of this part of the game or this part of the season should be to win some games, get some W's in the column, get some check marks in that win column. And Tampa is not going to be an easy out. And I've also said this, and some of the teams in the Giants' schedule is not going to be as easy as outs as we thought of. I've been warning people about the Miami Dolphins now for the last 3 weeks. They are now climbed back up to 4-7 after the win over the Jets. I've said the same thing about the Washington team. Don't count them out. And I'm telling you right now, I'm shocked the hell about the Eagles. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts just shocked the hell out of me because I didn't think they were going to win 4 games all season. And the Giants still have to play them twice. And we still have to play Washington, and we still got to play Dallas. So a lot of things can happen between here and then, but the problem is we have to look at about what's in front of us. And what's in front of us right now is going to be the venerable world champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You take a look at their injury report. Antonio Brown was he was not a full practice last week with an ankle. You got Delaney, the cornerback who was didn't practice last week. Godwin, he was limited with a foot. Gronkowski was full participation. Same with JPP. So they're going to be fair. They're going to be fairly healthy, and you figure they're going to be fairly pumped coming in after that loss to Washington. Now, most people don't seem to remember, and I guess some people do. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers is on a 2-game losing streak. They lost before the bye to the Saints in that 27-36 game. And then they put up that stinker against Washington for 19-29. So is there an opportunity? Is there a chance? Is there something going on here in Giant Land that we can hang our hat on and say, we have a shot at winning this game? I think you always have a shot at winning the game. I really do. I mean, and like I said, any given Sunday. Not just a good movie, but a good quote. Anything can happen any Sunday. You have the 44-year-old Tom Brady coming in at 6-3, 2,807 yards with 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completing 67.4% of his passes. So he is going to be, and he's even come out and said that he loves beating the Giants. And why not? If you lose 2 Super Bowls, I'd love beating them too. You also have, it's the interesting thing. You figure out, how can the Giants win this game? The Bucs, they're an interesting dichotomy. They could run the ball at times, and I don't know why they don't run more. Leonard Fournette right now has 486 yards with 4.3 yards carry, 4 touchdowns. He's actually catching the ball pretty well out of the backfield, too, with 38 receptions, 284 yards. You also have, what's his name, Ronald Jones coming in at 194 at 4.4. They could be more of a running team, but they go a lot with the short passing game, which, a lot of times is basically a run. Their backs catch the ball well. I mean, like I said, Fournette catches the ball pretty well out of the backfield. I'm kind of surprised about that. It's not that he was terrible at doing that in Jacksonville. It just was not his forte. But then if you take a look, like I said, at the receiving core, and this is where we're going to run into some issues. Godwin has got 717 yards. You got Antonio Brown at 418, Mike Evans 606. You even have Tyler Johnson at 208. Gronk is having Gronk is Gronk. He's splitting time between what's his name, Cameron Brate. What's his name? Brate? Is it Brate? I don't remember his name. And OJ Howard. So he's splitting some time. Plus he's had the injuries. They can attack you from many different levels in reference to the wide receiving core. And I think the issue for the Giants is going to kind of have to be, I think, what they did most of the game against the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's not a good example because we didn't win the game. But they're going to have to keep the plays in front of them. They're going to have to keep Brown, Evans, Chris in front of them. Don't let them get deep. Don't let them take advantage of you with the big play. Keep them in front of you. Don't let them go deep. Control the line. And I know it's very cliche to say control the line of scrimmage, but in some ways you need to control the line of scrimmage against Tom Brady because we all know Tom Brady doesn't like to get hit. And if you control the line, and you don't have to sack him, if you get pressure, if you have the ability to put a lick on him, that's when he starts getting a little unnerved. And at 44 years old, if you keep getting repeatedly hit, who wouldn't become unnerved? He became unnerved in the Super Bowl, and he was a lot younger than that one against the Giants. But I think the issue is going to be keep the plays in front of them. Don't let them get deep. I hate the bend, don't break defense. I really do. It literally annoys the hell out of me because of the fact that, sooner or later you're going to break. But in some ways, that's the way you're going to have to play this team. This is the way you're going to have to play this team. That's what you're going to have to do because there's no way we're going to win a shootout. Their receivers if Bradbury and Adoree Jackson do not play well, and if Logan Ryan is going to be out, and it's going to be a miracle that he's going to get back into this game, but if he is out, I think the issue is going to be we're just going to have some problems. I mean, plain and simple, we may not be able to cover. And I'm hoping that's not the case. And we have this ability at times to leave the tight ends wide open. So we need to make sure that we're playing the tight ends because, like I said, they have 3 quality tight ends. And that's what we have to look at when we're playing against them. How are we going to stop them defensively? What are we going to do offensively to stop them defensively, I should say? It's going to be I know a lot of people are hoping that Barkley comes back, but if he does come back, it's going to be a limited role. And also they're not going to rush back Andrew Thomas and put him in a situation where he could either get hurt or where he can basically look bad. But their linebackers are no joke. Devin White is a beast. 79 tackles, 2 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for a loss. You got David sitting there plugging up the middle as well. It's going to be interesting to say the least. You got Barrett coming in with 5.5 sacks. Of course, you got JPP coming in at 2.5 sacks. You got Antonio Winfield Jr. playing well in the secondary. Same with Jordan Whitehead. I mean, they are a team but they're down a little bit defensively. And I think maybe we could take advantage of that. But the problem is it's going to be the rush. You see a lot of things on Twitter when people are like, well, even when you have a bad offensive line, you can't win games. And you could put any quarterback behind our line and they'd be terrible. No, that's not true. There are plenty of teams that have horrid offensive lines. There's plenty of teams in the history of the league that have had horrid offensive lines and actually have had good quarterback play. It's going to have to be short drops, quick passes, and then hopefully go deep once or twice. I personally, if it was me to shake things up, first series, first or second play, I would take a shot deep. Test the secondary. Get an idea of, just put even if it, like I said, I would go John Ross, I would just streak down the sideline, put a little fear into the secondary. Show that we have a little bit of speed and kind of see what happens from there. You can't, you're 3-6, you can't play fearful. You got to empty, you should have a full complement of receivers. You should potentially have your running back. You need to empty. This is a game, like they always say, and again, it's another cliche. You need to empty the playbook. And that's what we're going to have to do against this team. Will we win? I don't know. You have to wait for the stream. I'm going to do a stream from 7 to 8 today. Do a little pregame. We'll talk about that. We'll address that. We gave away the jersey. James got the jersey with the trivia questions. And we still have the Eli Manning Super Bowl replica ring to give away, so we'll be giving away that tonight as well. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, that's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.